Did Itachi give Sasuke Amaterasu? The answer to that is yes, yes he did. How, you ask? Well, Obito himself said it multiple times that Itachi implanted slash transferred the Amaterasu into Sasuke. Black Zetsu also says the exact same thing, and these two guys know a lot more about the Mangekyo Sharingan and how the Mangekyo Sharingan works. Obito literally has one himself and has awakened one himself, as well as he has a whole ass collection of Sharingans just lying around from the Uchiha massacre. But to mention he was literally trained under Madara himself. And Black Zetsu is literally the manifestation of Kaguya's will and has existed since the Siege of Six Paths. Black Zetsu even teaches Indra how to awaken the Mangekyo Sharingan. So both these guys clearly know much more about the Mangekyo Sharingan than anyone else. I mean, if it was indeed a one-time thing, you would think that these guys would have at least mentioned it once. But Obito mentions it like 4 times to Sasuke that Itachi just straight up transferred Amaterasu or implanted Amaterasu into Sasuke. If it was a one-time thing, they would have mentioned it clearly. Well, further suppose that Itachi did indeed implant the Amaterasu into Sasuke is the fact that when Sasuke does awaken the Mangekyo Sharingan, he has Amaterasu in the exact same eye that Itachi implanted the Amaterasu in. Coincidence? I think not. But if you are not convinced yet, let's analyze the scenes more deeply to get a better understanding of what actually happened. We see Sasuke use the Amaterasu for the first time when he directly looks into Obito's eye, which ends up triggering the Amaterasu. Now, how did it trigger? Well, according to the data books, Itachi used something called as a transfer seal to seal the Amaterasu into Sasuke's left eye. And that seal would become undone the moment Sasuke sees into Obito's Sharingan. When Sasuke does look into Obito's Sharingan, we see Sasuke's eye take the shape of Itachi's Mangekyo Sharingan. Now this is one of the main arguments as to why people think that the transfer seal was only a one-time thing, because it took shape of Itachi's Mangekyo Sharingan and not Sasuke's Mangekyo Sharingan. However, the reason why it turned into Itachi's Mangekyo Sharingan in the first place is because Sasuke never awakened the Mangekyo Sharingan at that time. He awakens it a few chapters later. And as we know, the Amaterasu is a Mangekyo Sharingan ability and would require the Mangekyo Sharingan to be used. And because Sasuke never had the Mangekyo Sharingan at the time Itachi set it to activate, it just defaulted to Itachi's Mangekyo Sharingan. I mean, after all, it was Itachi's Amaterasu that was implanted to begin with, and that was sealed into Sasuke's left eye. So that explains why we see Sasuke's eye take the shape of Itachi's Mangekyo Sharingan. Furthermore, as to why it wasn't only a one-time thing, is the fact that it has never been mentioned anywhere in the manga that the transfer seal was just a one-time thing. This is just an assumption slash theory that people think. Even the data books that specifically explain how Itachi's transfer seal works never mention it was a one-time thing. However, people take this one line from the data book to think that it was a one-time thing. And that line is, when the eye in which the jutsu is sealed in sees a previously specified target, in this case it was Obito's Sharingan, the seal is undone. People think that this line, the seal is undone, means that it was only a one-time thing. However, it's actually the complete opposite. I mean, if we look at what a sealing jutsu or fuin jutsu is, it is basically a type of jutsu that can seal objects, living beings, chakra, along with a wide variety of other things within another object. Fuin jutsu can also be used to restrict movement or unseal objects, either from something or someone. When a seal is undone, it basically means that the jutsu can now be used since it's no longer sealed. And the case of the transfer scene, it's now explicitly said that it can only be used once. Another argument against this would be how Sasuke got Kawatsuchi in his right eye, which is basically flame control, which is also directly complementary to Amaterasu. So the argument is basically if he had not awakened Amaterasu naturally, how did he get Kawatsuchi? This has already been answered from what we've seen so far, and I have even made a video on it explaining it in detail, so I highly recommend you check that out. But if you don't want to check that video out and just want the answer straight up, in simple words, Sasuke naturally awakened Amaterasu in his right eye along with Kawatsuchi. So yes, two different Mangekyo abilities in one eye. Usually people think that it's just one Mangekyo ability, one eye. But from what we've seen, Obita's right eye, aka Kamui, has multiple abilities like phasing through objects, can teleport anywhere, has a whole ass pocket dimension, can suck people into that pocket dimension and throw things out of it as well. And he can do all this from just one eye. It was not that surprising for Sasuke to have Kawatsuchi and Amaterasu in one eye, especially since that's what we are literally shown in Shippuden and Boruto as well. Here are the scenes. If you are wondering why he can't use Kawatsuchi in his left eye, the same eye that Itachi implanted Amaterasu, it's because Itachi only implanted Amaterasu in it, and not Kawatsuchi. Essentially, Itachi overrode Sasuke's original Mangekyo abilities in his left eye. So this begs the question that is, what would Sasuke's original Mangekyo abilities be, had Itachi not done that? Bear in mind, everything I've mentioned so far is, well, technically a theory, but it's also supported by facts, as we've seen. So yeah,